being here, and if you're tuning in on the live stream, thank you for joining us live. This is the second installment of a three-part series that Women at YouTube and Black at YouTube are producing. So I'm really excited to be here. We're doing today sound healing with reflective journaling. Our first session was yoga and just journaling as a practice, and our last session will be on August the 5th. And it is meditation and yoga. So we'll be breaking down how to meditate. But today we are breaking down sound healing. I don't know, I know we talked earlier, a few of you have experienced a sound bath before. If you're tuning in, maybe you've experienced a sound bath. But essentially, sound healing is a practice that comes from Eastern part of the world, so Asia predominantly. There have been now 3 documented research studies that have been done on sound healing, one in Adelaide, Australia, one here actually in California at UC San Diego, and one in Italy at one of the university hospitals there at Foggia. And what we've found with sound healing, essentially sound healing is using the frequencies of these bowls to induce brain waves that heighten relaxation. So you're going to feel a very deep sense of calm. If you've experienced meditation before, you might feel very similarly to how you feel when you go into a deep state of meditation. So the only job you have today is to relax and to enjoy. Sensory-wise, you might feel sensations like buzzing or tingling. These bowls do produce vibrations, so you're going to maybe feel the sound. That's why they call it sound healing as a frequency. And then the other thing you might experience that has happened in previous baths I've performed is emotion. And so if emotion wells up in you, just allow it to come. Don't try to force it down and let it pass. It'll pass pretty quickly. Cool? So I didn't introduce myself, but my name is Shauna. I actually used to teach dance classes here at YouTube years ago, and I'm really grateful to be back and be able to be leading this series. I owned a dance studio here in San Francisco for about 7 years, and then in 2019 I had a pretty intense phase of burnout, just teaching 12-hour days, and I was teaching actually here at YouTube, at Google, at my studio in San Francisco, and for the public school system in San Francisco. And 12 hours a day dancing was just not working for my body anymore. So I decided to take a sabbatical and step away from teaching dance. And that sabbatical took me to Southeast Asia, India, and Italy, where I studied all of this stuff. So I've been a holistic health practitioner since I actually started my training here in San Francisco in 2017, but switched over in my career in 2019. And I've been so fortunate to get to do this kind of stuff, hosting retreats internationally, and then now doing stuff corporately, and then on my own as well. So it's been really lovely to just see how people grow through wellness. And the fact that YouTube is having a class like this, how they appreciate wellness and alternative modalities as a way to help with mental health. So I'm excited for you guys to experience this today. And as I said, your only job is to be comfortable and relax. So if you want to spread out, if you're here and you want to spread out, you can. We're going to do a breath work practice. So breath work is just using your breath, which is your body's best system for regulating your fight or flight response, helping you to calm down and helping to relieve feelings of anxiety. So we're gonna start with a breathwork practice just to get us in our bodies today. And then when the bowls start, you'll hear them. It's a very beautiful but interesting sound. So I'll get you guys all relaxed and then we'll hop into it. Sound good? Does anybody have questions? No? Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna have you start sitting up, so if you can sit towards the end of edge of your bolster. And I'm gonna invite you to place your palms up if you feel like you need a little bit of open-mindedness today. And I'm gonna invite you to place your palms down if you feel like you need some groundedness today. And we're just gonna start by closing our eyes. I want you to think about somebody pulling a string from the top of your head, and at the same time thinking of someone pulling a string from your tailbone, rooting you to the earth. I want you to inventory how you're breathing now naturally on your own. Is your breath more shallow? Do you give yourself space in your day to stop and recognize how you're breathing? And when you have a good gauge on how your breath feels, we're going to start by taking a 4-count inhale through the nose, filling up the lungs, holding that breath at the top, and an audible exhale through the mouth. This is called a cleansing breath. We're going to take 2 more of those. A deep inhale for 4 through the nose. Holding at the top and release. One more time, a deep inhale through the nose. Holding at the top and an audible exhale. Good. Maybe rolling out the shoulders. Good. Stretching through the neck, just getting out any tension that you might be feeling. Allowing yourself to focus in on this room, on yourself, on the hour that you've designated for your wellness today. Ignoring any outside sounds, colors, distractions. Just allowing yourself to be very present. I'm going to invite you to take your hands and move them now to your belly. And this time on our inhale, we're going to focus on filling up the tummy. So we're going to take a deep inhale, expanding the belly. And on the exhale, I want you to try to bring your belly in one floor at a time. So we're just going to... And again, deep inhale, filling up the belly. And exhale, pulling it back. Good. 2 more times. Deep inhale, filling up the belly. And pulling the belly back. One final time. Deep inhale. And exhale, this time pull everything in at once. Finding yourself a little bit more present, a little bit more grounded. I want you to give yourself space to set an intention for your practice today. So maybe you go deep. Maybe you ask for emotions to come up for you today that you've not been confronting. Maybe you keep it a little bit more basic and you just ask for presence during this experience. There's no right or wrong intention, just whatever feels best and most authentic to you and your experience today. I invite you now to get into a position that makes you feel comfortable. So whether that's lying down, maybe you want to lay on your side, on your back. Maybe you want to stay in this comfortable position. inviting you now to start to bring yourself back into this space. Gently, maybe that looks like wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, shrugging your shoulders, giving yourself time to return from wherever the sound waves took you to the here and now. Taking a few deep breaths. And whenever you feel ready, opening your eyes and returning back to the space. How are we feeling? Good? We're going to talk about it here in a little bit. I'm going to finish up the live stream before we do that because I want to make sure that I'm honoring the vulnerable space and giving you guys that moment of privacy. So before we do that, I want to talk about reflective journaling. So reflective journaling is just taking a moment to intuitively reflect on what it is that you experienced. So intuitive, let's talk about that word, right? So our minds are these wonderful supercomputers that our laptops and our iPhones and everything else are formatted after, right? You process all the time, but your intuition is more of a feeling. So when I say intuitive reflective journaling, I want you to write the first thing that comes to mind for you. And maybe it looks like an image or a vision or a shape that you might have seen while you were in meditative state. Maybe it's a thought that popped into your head. Maybe it's a sensation that you felt. Whatever your experience was today, I want you to take the next 90 seconds to just jot some things down on that piece of paper, or if you're tuning into the live stream, on a piece of paper, just jot a few things down. And so for those of you that are tuning in late or may have popped in late, I just want to explain a little bit again about what you experienced just now. So I have two different types of sound bowls here. The ones in the front are clear quartz sound bowls, so they're actually made out of the clear quartz mineral. And these ones are more aligned to that feeling of sort of floatiness or that ethereal feeling. And then the two back here, which I played in my hand, are actually brass Tibetan sound bowls. Tibet is one of the countries that sound healing originates in. And these are great for grounding us, bringing us back into the present moment. So what you heard for the majority of the sound bath were these ones up here. And then toward the end, I've played these ones for you just to bring you back into the energy and intention. We talked a little bit earlier about how sound baths work. You got to experience it firsthand, which is pretty cool. The sound waves overlap, and those frequencies activate the brain waves within your mind that induce a state of relaxation. But aside of that, they've done 3 research studies. You can find the information on PubMed. And those 3 studies have found that sound healing can help with anxiety and stress. Obviously, it helps to induce a state of relaxation. If you listen to sound baths before you go to bed, it can help with insomnia. And it was also used as an alternative form of pain medication for cancer patients during chemotherapy treatment. So they're doing more and more research to find out what the benefit of the frequencies are, just like they've done with binaural sound waves and how those can affect our minds and bodies as well. But I just want to thank, again, Black at YouTube and Women at YouTube for hosting this today and having me here. It's such an honor to get to play for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. So if you're on the live stream, we're going to cut the live stream now, but thank you for tuning in. And if you're here in person, stick around because we're going to talk for a few minutes more.